Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play a Danganronpa Part 53. In the last video we began the final class trial, and now we've, after getting some talk about the group photos out of the way, we're now moving on to actually discussing who could have actually killed Mukuro, and trying to unravel the last mysteries of the game. One thing that was brought up though, that I thought about a little bit in between videos, is the fact that, what was it? That the lights, there was only 9 bodies in the morgue when 10 people have died. So I was kind of thinking that that's because one of the people we died isn't actually dead, but it could be, after kind of thinking about how every person died, it could be that maybe because Celeste, like, she was incinerated, right? So there wouldn't be a body to put in the morgue. So maybe that's all it is. That's the only thing, or, I mean, Mondo was turned into butter. Like, I don't know if you'd put that into the morgue either. That's one thing, maybe? Like, maybe it's not actually that someone we thought died is still alive, it's just there isn't actually a 10th body that exists. So, I don't know. Definitely, it's gotta be important, because they mentioned the number 9 there, when it should be obvious that there's 10 bodies. I don't know. Because really, the only person that has died that could still possibly be alive is Sakura. And the only reason I think Junko is just because she died in a way unlike any other character. And she died so early. I don't know. It just felt like they didn't do anything with her character. And that could just be a consequence of her just having to die early on because of the story. Or, I don't know. I'm still kind of puzzling it out in my head, but let's go ahead and actually get moving here. All the wounds come in her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
No, I can't read. Body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago, so they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
So, what theoretically could have happened? So the only person we know who has access to the biolab is Kyoko. Or the only person that we know could have access to it is Kyoko with her master key. Maybe she found Mukuro's body in the morgue and then put it in the garden and never told us? But she wouldn't actually be the murderer then. She just would have had to have planted the body. That's something that could have happened.
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Nope, incorrect.
Huh? How do you know that? Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means...
Actually, we have a report that proves you wrong, Toko.
You're wrong.
She denied me. Before I could even say anything.
I mean, if you're gonna worship anyone, I mean, I can understand worshiping Kyoko. At least she's competent.
Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
Are you so sure we're gonna deny? If you're so sure you're gonna deny, not... Okay, let's try this again. In English. If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? Okay, so it's what, the headmaster's report or her profile or something? I just remember it mentioning something about her not having any wounds. I think it was the profile, right? Yeah, did not have a single scar on her body. She was the ultimate soldier.
She must have been in 100 different battles.
Nah, she was like really
So,
good.
When you think about it, obviously she got all those wounds in battle.
Oh, come on.
Are you finished?
You didn't.
The
deny
spinny
me
spin
this
fun
either.
times is too
Don't
powerful.
worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
My words exactly. Now the question is just, can we hit the
Mukuro
thingy?
She must have been so. Obviously, she got all those those wounds in that.
Are you
All right.
finished?
Let's wait until it's like right when it gets really big.
Don't worry.
We'll wait a
there
few
wasn't
seconds.
anything cute about it.
Mukuro was. She must have been. So, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you
Oh
finished?
my
I
god!
didn't deny that.
Don't worry.
We can't hit
there
it.
wasn't
It's too
anything
hard,
cute
dude.
about it.
I don't remember. Isn't there like a way to like
She
slow
must
down
have been.
time? I
So,
can't remember what
when
button
you
it is.
think, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
I don't remember what key it is because I use the mouse for this
No.
stuff.
Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle.
Because I don't know what the buttons are on the controller to make do the various things.
The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much.
And I'm a little wary to just start pressing random buttons.
Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Don't elaborate. Do not elaborate. No details. TMI. Please be quiet.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school, in which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
How did you figure that out?
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can't figure that out. I'm sure you can, but what's the reasoning? Maybe because her body had been stiffened and that would like change the way the impact would be or something. Maybe that's the forensic idea there. I don't know.
The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Okay, Mukuro's fatal injury.
But if that's what killed her,
Wait, wounds all over her body. Is Mukuro Junko? What? I mean, well, I don't think she got stabbed that many times. I don't know. Well, not Mukuro, but maybe that body is Junko's instead of Mukuro's? Because they've kind of hinted that that body isn't actually Mukuro. But Junko, I don't think, had a tattoo. So, granted, the tattoo could have been added after they had died to throw us off. I don't know.
then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
I mean, that's the only person who died in a way that kind of resembles having a bunch of different wounds was Junko.
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant.
Yeah.
If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her.
Yeah. Or, I mean, like I said, the body could not be Mukuro's.
So
or...
who was it that attacked you?
Mastermind.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask,
Oh, she's got fake nails too. Yo, is that Junko? Can we see Junko on the report card? Does she have fake nails? Because I mean, she's the only person who would probably wear those. Girly, show me your hands. Show me your hands, damn it!
I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me. But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question.
What's our favorite color?
Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption.
And you know what they say about assumptions. They're good.
You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask.
But, like, where would they have gotten the mask?
The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think.
Yeah, we know.
Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
There's no way Mukuro's the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face. I can't think of what the definitive evidence is. If you compare what we know about Mukuro to the masked attacker, it should be obvious. Oh god, I don't actually know off the top of my head. Fatal injury, file, profile. So fatal injury. Well, I mean, if she was dead a few days prior, how is she attacking us? Did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak Academy. I mean, do you remember how tall they were, Makoto? So, 31. Yo. I can't see it now. I was gonna look at the report card. Doesn't it list every character's vitals?
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Hey,
You're
it was
wrong.
Mukuro?
Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand?
Yeah.
Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot.
Where was the tattoo? Yeah, that's not in our evidence here. Does it mention it here? It was her right hand.
Or could it be the hips?
The right hand, they didn't have something Mukuro definitely had. So, I mean, right hand
You never saw their
profile?
face, right? So you...
Right hand profile, maybe? But, I mean, the profile doesn't actually mention anything about... Did not have a single scar or wound when they came to Hope's Peak Academy. I mean, I wish I could see the picture again that they showed us of Makoto being attacked. Because she doesn't have the gloves or anything on, right? Because I know that we can see her fingers because she doesn't have the fake nails. I noticed that. Fatal injury. So let's try... And what does the Monokuma file say again? They were at least several days old. Let's try profile right hand.
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba!
You're wrong.
There's another part of the...
Oh? And what is this other? Is it the right hand? Or the left
No.
hand?
Unless there's another way we could know it wasn't Mukuro. Let it play through
You
it one more
never
time.
saw their face, right?
So you can't have...
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong.
I mean, we could also do the
Even
copy
without seeing
thing.
their
I do remember
face,
that.
There's another part of the attacker we can use to prove
But
it
I don't
wasn't
see
her.
any...
Oh? And
Another
what
part.
is this other part? Is it the right hand?
Right hand,
Or the left hand?
left hand,
Maybe the right foot?
right foot.
Or perhaps the left foot?
And there is hips.
Or could it be...
The hips in the
the
profile?
hips?
No, because we know her measurements?
Shoot! You
So-
never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba!
It was Mukuro.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Another
Oh?
part.
And what
But, like,
is
what do
this
we... Like,
other
none of our
part?
evidence actually
Is it
mentions
the
anything.
right hand? Or the left hand?
No, I want it to copy, damn it. That's my mouse.
Shoot!
You never saw there, so you can't have. I'm telling you now. You're wrong. There's another part of the attacker.
I really hate my mouse sometimes. Usually it's not a big deal,
The right hand?
but here
the
it
left
kind of
hand?
is. Or sometimes you just
Maybe
can't
the
hold
right
click.
Foot.
The right
Or
hand.
perhaps the left foot. Or could it be
The hips.
Was it her right hand? I'm trying to remember. I think it's her right hand.
You never saw there, so you can't have. I'm telling you now.
it was
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
The only reason I was a little confused was the fact that they didn't
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly.
is that none of our actual evidence in the truth bullets mentioned the tattoo again. So I was a little wasn't 100% sure if they wanted us to go for that line of reasoning.
A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo.
Oh yeah, that is their right hand because they're facing us. Yeah.
So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me.
Hey, that reminds me. I want to look at the report card real quick. What are Junko's measurements? 5'7", 97, 31. So the dead body is Junko. Well, I'm proud of myself for figuring that out. I mean, I thought it was odd they gave us her measurements, but or gave every character's measurements, but they actually made it kind of important in the end, right? And like no other girls fit that, right? I mean, 90 or no other bodies. 101, obviously more than 97 pounds. You're 101. Oh wait, 110. You're 106. Unless they lost some weight. Hiro, you're not. Kafumi, you know, probably not 97 pounds. Makoto, are you 97 pounds? No. Oh wait, Taka's his chest is 31 inches. He's a little too heavy though. Alright. So yeah, it's Junko. Or the dead body is Junko's.
It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
So that means that we're not... So if Mukuro's not actually dead, how do we prove who killed her?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her.
Now, how are we going to bring up Junko's measurements? How is that going to naturally come up into the conversation?
Uh-oh, no snappy comeback? Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Her hands? Yeah? Oh yeah, her hands are like burnt up almost. Or kind of look burnt. Kyoko was removing her gloves.
Your hands!
Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burnt skin.
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on.
My scars should suffice as proof.
Maybe you were just wearing skin gloves.
Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
Shit, dude, I don't know. We were fucking wigged out of our mind.
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
But, I mean, the only thing is that the body... I mean, the tattoo could have been added after the fact. That is possible. But I mean, the measurements match up exactly. I mean, that's gotta be important, right? Because it is, I mean, let me double check to make sure. 5'7", 97, 31. That's what I think it says. And if they match, 5 foot, yeah, that's...
This is just awful! On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours.
Positive? Are we still doing bear puns?
Sorry. Did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Kyoko has no feelings. Such things are, such emotions are for the weak.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
Well, soon after we got here.
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
Or, well, so I mean, I'm operating under the assumption that Mukuro is still alive. And this whole trial is a farce. Because the body we're investigating has to be Junko. She would have wounds that are several days old, or really like weeks probably. I don't exactly know how many in-game days it's been. It's been at least a couple weeks probably. The way they were kind of scattered haphazardly around her kind of fits in with the way she was impaled by the spears. It would fit with why a body was missing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Fucking got him.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
And if only we could just like get rid of Byakuya. If we could just have this with Kyoko.
I got it!
Like, because we already have all the
Mukuro's
information,
body was
the trial would go a
probably
lot
kept hidden
faster.
in the biolab.
If it was just Makoto and Kyoko were the only ones talking.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
Because apparently everyone else did nothing with their investigation time.
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue, so it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Tarp, boys. Tarpy tarp tarp.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says biolab.
How do you know? We didn't take a picture of it.
Holy
You can't see that
cow.
picture.
How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
And if they had been frozen in the morgue for a while, they wouldn't, like, the blood wouldn't stick to the tarp then.
Wow, you made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
But that's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
Yeah, the bodies. You be talking about...
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to pull myself together and think. Inconsistency in the biolab.
Hey,
Could you be
by
talking
the way,
about...
Makoto, what about that one thing?
What?
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
Makoto has no kin. Makoto lives alone. Kind of a low blow there to throw us off, I guess.
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Well, regardless, it's not important right now.
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. Alright, Spinny Spin Fun Time? Spinny Spin Fun Time. Oh no, Moment of Truth. Oh, it's Blasty time. Oh god.
Are you sure about this?
How does this work again?
Impossible!
So we hit
Are
tabs
you sure
or...
about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want?
Oh god.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's
Oh, God.
impossible!
My timing is so bad.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Oh yeah, we should probably use our blasty points. Always forget about that. Biolab secret.
Listening.
Okay, the bodies, the lights. Wait, what? It's not the lights?
I can't hear you! What?
I don't know what the
do
others
you
were.
want?
It's not the secret, it's not the
I'm
lights.
not listening!
Group interview DVD. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's not hidden room present. It's not the lights. How is it not the lights?
Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
If it's not the lights, then what is it?
I'm not
The
listening!
present? It's not the lights. It's not the secret. It's the interview DVD. What do you want from me,
Are
game?
you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this?
We've tried everything.
I'm not listening!
The group photo. I don't. We tried every single one. What the hell? How is it not the lights? Did it not count? Did it, maybe our lights didn't
I
count?
refuse to
Maybe it
give
wasn't
up
in
yet.
time? Because it should have been the lights. I think we just got screwed by the... Like, I thought it went through and it didn't. Is that what I think happened there?
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Rawr! What?
My
What
thoughts
do you want?
exactly.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about
We're-
this?
we're actually-
That's impossible!
Not doing as bad this time.
Are you sure?
You know the thing that's been
about
throwing
this?
me off is, I mean, it should be the
I'm
lights.
not listening!
Should be the lights.
This This should prove it.
Okay, so it just... We shot it and it didn't go through for some reason.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
So that was, I'll take a slight amount of blame, but I feel like that's more the game's fault for not being visually clear.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
I don't really like that part where it gives you about 2 microseconds to scroll over, and plus the scroll has like a delay. It's kind of hard to, like, you can't notice if you're not playing, but the scroll has like a mega delay, so it takes forever. So I don't know. Like if you wanted to scroll more than once or twice, like, I don't even know if you have enough time because it's so delayed.
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
The lights, number of lines, should be 10.
I got it!
I'm a little mad that
10
we
of the
lost back
lights
there.
should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why?
That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right, the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Junko died second. So let's see, how many spears are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7 spears? It's kind of hard to tell which ones are like unique ones. Let's see, she has way more than that. She's got 11 wounds. But that doesn't necessarily, so let's see, how many Poke points are there? So there's one, oh yeah, there's one behind her. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. That has to be Junko's body. And she's the only one that would wear fake nails as well. Leon was 3rd. Hiro was 4th. Mondo was 5th. Taka was 6th, and then Hifumi was 7th. Celeste was 8th. Sakura was 9th. And the victim number 10 was Mukuro. So 10 people. Oh yeah,
in all?
you can say your own words sometimes.
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
Incorrect.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her.
And I mean, technically the mastermind did kill Junko, so that's not a false pretense.
And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
But the thing is that even if we figure that out, like, that doesn't really tell us
It
anything.
may very well be that none of them disappeared.
I mean, really, like, so, like, the logical conclusion of where we are right now is that Mukuro's still alive, and Junko's, like, her death was made up. So I guess that would just mean Mukuro's the mastermind after all?
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
Come on, Kyoko, tell him. The explanation for more murders and victims. Why is that? What would it take? Destroyed a body, only 9 murders, the same person was killed twice. I mean, these kind of mean the same thing. Let's try that.
Got it! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
I mean, the way you should have phrased that, Makoto, is what if Mukuro's body isn't actually Mukuro?
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still, something like that
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
I know. Ooh, me.
It was Mukuro, of course.
Well, no.
Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba,
Okay,
she was
yeah.
killed as someone else.
She's got the right idea.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
I mean, it's kind of like phrased awkwardly. I feel like, because I mean, we know it's Junko's body at this point. We pretty much have indisputable circumstantial evidence. Indisputable circumstantial evidence isn't really a sentence that makes any sense, but so it wouldn't be that Mukuro died twice. It's that she pretended to die.
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Just let me pick Junko out of the crowd. No spinny fun times. Fatal injury, profile. Probably profile.
Who
Or fatal
is
injury?
this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima?
Blast him! Wait, what? Okay, maybe it's fatal injury.
Shoot!
I mean, we know it's Junko. We already know it's Junko.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima?
Get blasted! How is it not Junko? Okay, let's let it play out entirely instead of trying to be big brain about it.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed
Unless
as?
it's file?
Was it Sayaka Maizono?
I'm gonna try this one more time.
Junko Enoshima?
Because we know it's Junko. We just okay, so it's not whatever.
Shoot!
Oh, you know what we probably should do is we should copy Junko. That's
Is
probably what we're
this-
supposed to
was
do.
it Junko Enoshima, Leon Kuwata,
And then it'll probably have something at the very
Chihiro
end.
Fuji Mando Kiyotaki Fumi.
Celestia Lu, whatever, or maybe Sakura.
Wait, why do we have
Ogami?
Leon? I don't want Leon. Get Leon out of here.
No.
There's no way anyone was murdered twice.
Yeah. I get what we're supposed to do. But how did we get
Was it
Leon?
Junko Enoshima, Leon Kuwata,
Yeah.
Chihiro Mando Kiyotaki Fumi. Celestial. Or maybe.
No. There's no way anyone was murdered.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
We got a little overzealous, but we've already failed the trial, so I don't really care that much about
Junko,
our performance.
wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
And also, her measurements, which we have perused for academic reasons only, I promise.
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered,
Then the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
so let me see if I have this straight.
We'll see if Byakuya has this straight in the next video, since we're getting close to 40 minutes. I am Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.